or just recording myself thinking. Now, I look back at how my cousins speak about me. I believe that what my sister said about what my sister said to me on February 6, 2022, that no, that's when it took place. My sister and the conversation between my sister and my cousins, right? And they were heading there. My cousin, who's in her late 60s, her name is Joan. She said to my sister that the way I talk like I'm on a spectrum, and she had mentioned to my sister that everything that I said is, the way I talk is very detailed, and also she mentioned that I have really good memory. That's what makes me autistic. Me being very detailed and me having good memory is what makes me autistic. And then she mentioned that I'm on a spectrum and that I'm capable of living on my own, but I'm not, I don't have any life skills. So I think back about how what my sister said. I'm like saying, but then again, I said, you know what, this is the case because on February 5th, 2022, this Saturday, my other cousin, yeah, my cousins, both of my cousins, they arrived at my mom's apartment because she passed away January 29, 2022, which is a Saturday. I think back about that during that time, and that Saturday of February 5th, 2022, how my cousin said I should have been on disability a long time ago, which actually, it confused, this response that she said at that time confused me. Now, until June 27, 2022, the Monday, the time when I went to court with my cousin and also my other cousins from my mom. So this is the cousin here, Judy. She's from my mom's father's side of the family, and she's a senior citizen. And my mom's mother's side of the family, which is my aunt, and also my aunt's daughter, Nikki. So my aunt from my mom's mother's side, her sister, her name is Claudette, and Nikki is Claudette's daughter, which is because Nikki's my cousin and Claudia is my aunt. So they were there at the courtroom, and my cousin Junie, who's in her early 70s, she said to the legal aid lady that I should have been on disability a long time ago. That's what she said. He should have been on disability. No, not disability. She was the person who she was. Yeah, that was the person who said that to me. She was the person who said that to me on February 5th, 2022. But at the court, she said to the legal aid lady that I'm autistic. When she actually when she talked about employment, right? So what made me think back, because my sister didn't really say it clearly. What made me think back about saying I don't have any life skills was the fact, and to prove that what my sister said is true about what Jones had talked. The way she said I'm on a spectrum and I can't. I can live independently. I can live independently, but when it comes to having any life skills, getting a job, I can't do that, and that's what makes me autistic. I'm on the spectrum. So when Junie, the other cousin, so, they're June and Joan, they're sisters. Both of them are sisters. But Junie was the one who went, drove me to court. No, I didn't. She didn't drive me to court that day. It was raining. I had to like take a bus. When the legal aid lady mentioned about mentioned about employment, and I was about to say, hey, I was about to say to the lady that I just recently graduated from community college. I got my associate's degree in psychology. Junie cut me off from speaking. And she not only cut me off, she cuts the legal aid lady off by saying to the legal aid lady that I'm autistic, that I never worked a day in my life before. When when you're in court, you have to have a documentation to actually say that the person, that the individual have any this is a neurological disorder, autism, any neurological disorder, because when you're being evaluated by a a doctor, they have to actually use the diagnostic statistical manual, the DMS-5 manual, and also to do their evaluation. And for my cousin who doesn't know me, I haven't seen her since the year 2000, since I was 7 years old. It is quite sus. It's quite sus for her to even say that, and it's definitely a lie. She's lying in court, because in court you're not supposed to lie in court, and she's not taking the situation seriously. It's not a joke. She's a senior citizen and she's behaving uncivilized towards me. And when I use the word uncivilized, I talk about their behavior not being normal. I don't hear people are being treated this way. Never heard of such thing. I don't see that on TV. I don't read that on the internet about how people can actually misuse this neurological disorder. I hear people talk about themselves being crazy, but misuse this neurological disorder as an excuse to actually make someone believe that they're not capable of having any life skills. So when my cousin Judy said this to me, when she mentioned that I don't have any life skills, when she mentioned to the legal aid lady that I never worked a day in my life before, that's when I came to realization that that my sister is actually telling completely, it's completely telling me the truth, right? And the purpose of her saying this to me and to the legal aid lady is to actually get me on SSI. And you can't really be on SSI when you're when you know you haven't been successful with getting a job that pays you enough money so you can be able to afford rent and food and such. Even 500, 400 is not enough to pay for a rent that is above 500 unless you have a part-time job. But knowing that I'm a full-time college student, since I've finished my associate's degree in psychology, right? I've uploaded that on my YouTube channel. I have a degree in psychology, and I'm about to finish my bachelor's degree in psychology, and I'm going to do my master's degree in psychology. But the problem is, why would you tell? Why would your mind at that time talk this way? Tell a legal aid lady, a person, a stranger that you don't know, that I never worked a day in my life before. You don't have any evidence. And just like April 5th, 2022, the Tuesday, telling me, oh, that that she wants me on SSI for the rest of my life. And I sent a screenshot of my because I have it on my phone, and also I have an actual diploma, my actual associate's degree printed out, right, a paper, right, where I can actually show her proof that I graduated with an associate's degree in psychology, and I have a good GPA, and she's still telling me that I want to be on SSI for the rest of my life. That is creepy. So you're trying to tell me that whatever I do is not going to help me then. You're trying to say when I get a bachelor's degree in psychology, I'm still going to be in the same category. That doesn't make any sense. I'm still going to be home. I'm still going to, not have enough money, not have any money at all to support myself. I mean, I won't even use the word support. Have any money whatsoever to do anything with my life. So I'm going to stay in the same category. So the way my cousin Junie speaks to me is exactly like my teachers. You know, my teachers in elementary school. Like they wanted me to believe that I'm not capable of learning. and that I have learning disability and speech impairment, and I'm not capable of, being, speaking fluent in English until my ninth grade resource room teacher told me, she's Jewish. She's Jewish. My resource room teacher, her name is Miss Lewis. She said to me, Andrew, why don't you go to the speech program, your speech class? Because that's my ninth period class. I said that I had too many classes, which is true because by the time I get out of school, look, I start school 8 a.m. in the morning, and I get out 5:30 p.m. And I'm telling my friends, look at my program card. They're saying, what the hell kind of program card you got here? Look what time we get out. They get out. They get out like 3 p.m. So why the hell am I in school all the way from 8 a.m. in the morning all the way to 5:30 p.m.? That doesn't make sense. I'm tired and I'm hungry. So when Miss Lewis, my research room teachers, saw the way I speak, she saw my paper, and she heard that I speak fluent English. She heard me speaking fluent English because I was born in America. Where I'm not born in no Bangladesh or any place or Ecuador. I speak fluent English. I was born here. She said, "Hey, you speak really good English. Why are you in this program for?" So she took Miss Lewis. She took me downstairs to the main office, and she took me back of the office, and she showed me my folder. I told her that my speech teacher in eighth grade said that when I get to ninth grade, I would not have no speech class. There would be no more speech classes for me. She said that's it. I'm done. But on the record, right, the IEP record, according to the IEP record, it said that I still have to attend speech classes. Miss Lewis showed me. So I'm like, why is it this teacher showing me this? This proved to me the way I was thinking when I was a teenager and a little kid was correct. I don't belong in this program, and that someone wants me in this, resource room like special ed and speech classes to brainwash me, to get me to believe that I'm not capable of doing anything, you know and it's not just that. They want me to feel like everything I do is wrong, like the way I behave, the way I talk. They want me to feel like I'm wrong in everything I do, like there's something wrong with my intelligence. Especially that time in seventh grade, and it's not just me that's experiencing it, it's other people. you know my I went to a middle school called IS 238. So this is Susan B. Anthony. This is located in Jamaica, Queens, New York. And it's populated. The school is populated with African Americans, right? And the majority, but then again, it's populated, but there's also Filipino students, Hispanic students, you know, and Native Americans. But this was seventh grade. It takes place seventh grade. So it's the majority of the students who ended up in summer school, right, are African Americans. It was full. It was a whole bunch of African American students attending summer school, and and not only that, the special ed department, the students are African Americans. The majority of the special ed students are African American. So I know I had a classmate named Roger and several other classmates that said, "Oh, hey Andrew, why do you keep going there? They don't help you. Why are you going to research room? They don't help you. You do the same. You're just gonna do the same stuff, and they don't even check your work. It's a waste of time." That's what my seventh grade classmate said. His name is Roger. He said that to me, and I still attended that program. And then again, he's right, because you know research room, special ed, they don't prepare you for society. It doesn't really help you. You know, it doesn't really help you to prepare yourself for a job or anything. You're gonna stay. You're gonna be in the same predicament for the. You're gonna stay in the same situation. Just believing that there's something with your wrong with your intelligence, like I did. For me, I actually believe I was slow in the brain. I believed it because of the way I was treated. I had no adults who can actually say to me, "Hey, Andrew, there's nothing wrong with your intelligence. You're capable of doing anything. You're capable of learning. You're capable of writing. You're capable of doing anything for yourself." But the purpose of this program is to make the students, students who don't really belong in this resource room program believe that they don't have the skills to prepare themselves for a job, prepare themselves for society. And there's several videos on YouTube where I found several videos back in 2012 where I had where several YouTubers had talked about their experiences in special ed and also in speech. Like one YouTuber said that they have a lazy tongue, and the people, the staff members, or you could say the speech teacher, didn't understand why he had difficulties pronouncing certain words. Like for me, when I was in elementary school, there was a teacher named Mrs. Brown. She's African American. She would Miss Brown would tell me that I can't pronounce certain words. Gah, gah, gah. I'm like, I pronounced it right, and then she said I didn't pronounce it right. And just like when I was in second grade, that's when I was registered for speech classes. It's a treat. Like I said, it's the way I'm being governed. It's not just me; it's other people. I had a teacher, a white teacher. Her name was Miss Limmer, and I did good. I did wonderful in her class. I get hundreds and nineties in her exams. And she told my mom if I speak English, and she registered me for speech courses, speech class. So my mom got tricked, and got she was deceived. My teacher, Miss Limmer, deceived her, and she made my mom sign me up for speech. Besides research room, I was signed up for research room back in what 1999 or 8, and that was a different teacher. Her name was Miss Ferrari, because she said that I'm not capable of learning. I need individual attention. So these teachers seem to discriminate against me. It doesn't necessarily mean my race. They just they have something against me as a student, and they don't feel the need to teach me. Like for example, Miss Ferrari, she wrote on the report card, and I uploaded on my YouTube that I need individual attention. That she said that I'm unteachable. She can't teach anything. She can't teach any content for me. I'm unteachable. And as well as Miss Simmer, she said that I speak like what I believe she said I was African or something. I speak African and go sit in the back of the class with the Africans. So that's discrimination. That's prejudice behaviors, and she doesn't get fired for it. And just like she would tell the class, she would announce my second grade teacher, Miss Limmer. She would announce to the class, hey students, we're gonna have a pizza party on Friday. And I remember I was so excited to take part of this activity with my classmates. And Miss Slimmer, right, the day when I came with my with food, like I told my mom, hey mom, can you sign this paper, because we're gonna have a pizza party on a Friday. She said, okay Andrew, let me take you to the supermarket. I remember picking up grape soda, chips and such. And then the next day I went to class, which is a Friday, and I showed up, gave Miss I gave my second grade teacher, right, my envelope with the money. My mom how to earn money, the $10 to contribute for the the pizza, because she said she's gonna order the Miss Slimmer, my second grade teacher, said she's gonna order pizza pie. I gave her the money and the food, the chips and the soda, and then all of a sudden Miss Slimmer said to me, "Put my head down." She said, "Andrew, when you get to your desk, put your head down." But she never said that to none of the students in the class. Not even the worst, even not even the worst. The students who are behaving, incorrect. I say it. I have a different way of saying it. They behave incorrectly. They hump the desk. I'm talking about the students that misbehave in class. They hump the desk. They curse. They call they say the F word, fuck, bitch. They hump. They're legitimately they legit hump the desk, and the teacher doesn't say anything to them. And I'm just a quiet person. I'm quietly going to class, minding my own business. And this teacher is telling me, to put my head down like I did something, but she doesn't do that. She doesn't say that to the rest of my classmates, the rest of the students in the class. And I'm looking at my classmates laughing. They're happy. Even the worst students, they're laughing. You can hear they laugh. They laugh. They seem to have no respect. No one have no respect for me. And that was how I was. 7 years old, 8 years, 7 years old, 8 years old. And then when the pizza pie, the pizza man, I mean, arrived to class, he arrived in the class. He said, "Here's the pizza," and everybody, all my classmates, they were screaming, "Pizza, pizza!" And at the end of the class, that's when the teacher, Miss Slimmer, said to me, said to me, "Andrew, you can take part. You can actually you get some food." What the hell kind of treatment is this? It's weird. The fact that happened to me is creepy, and I don't see that happening to the rest of my classmates. Only me. And what's even more creepy is that I was, put in this, you call it the speech class, right? That's the same teacher who got me signed up for speech class, and I had a teacher, my speech teacher. Her name was Miss Singh, and I remember Miss Singh, right, told me to go on go on a computer because she said she wants to work more closely with the ESL students. And she would tell me she needs to work, she would introduce me to the ESL students. Like she would say, this kid here, he came from Bangladesh. This other kid came from Ecuador. This other kid came from India. They come from different places of the world. She said she wants to work more closely with them. So the computer program that that she had me on is below my grade level, below second grade level. This computer program was on kindergarten level because this is what I was introduced to. That computer program, was it Billy Millhouse, whatever that program, that's kindergarten level. So why am I taken out of my second grade class, right, when I'm supposed to be learning how to write and read and do math, when they haven't, when this teacher, Miss Singh, just wasted my time. She wasted my precious time to have me spend she wasted my precious time because I'm supposed to be in my original class, sitting down learning how to read from Miss Simmer. Yet I'm playing around with all these colorful game characters that's laughing. That's psycho behavior. That's a distraction. She brought me out of my class to distract me and to actually bring me down, to keep me on this level, keep me on a grade below, a grade below my second, yeah, keep me a grade, 2 grades below my actual grade, so I can continue having this mind where I believe I'm not capable of writing or learning. So this means it's happening to other children, and this is the case because I found several, people on the internet who mentioned that they can't they can't say certain words because that means that the way the people treat them is making them feel irritated. It's psychological. It's dark psychology. It, this means someone registered fear into their mind. So that's why I use the word cipher. Cryptography. Cryptography is fear. So however people's talking to them, they feel scared to use certain words because certain vocabulary words, because they feel that if they use that vocabulary word, that people might lecture them, on the terms that they use. So it's not just me going through it. This was on Yahoo Answers and also on Waybuilder.com. If you go to Waybuilder.com and you type in Wizzy, I'm a moderator there. I have a thread where I had shown screenshots of people who talked about their experiences, and I uploaded it on my YouTube channel. Now this is the case. There's people who are secretly going through this. They don't call themselves target individuals. They're experiencing something quite worse. And I've experienced another person saying that no matter how many jobs they apply for, they can't get a job, and they have an IEP diploma. They're fighting. They're saying they want to sue the government. So it's not just it's not. Do you see any of this talk on target on YouTube about targeted individuals saying that they've experienced this in school? No. No one gets left back in school or had a hard time getting a job or partner, like having a hard time getting their first job or their first partner. I never had a partner in my life. I never had that. Never had sex. I'm 31 years old. There's something going on. There's not. This is not right. This is not a fear. This is definitely beyond anything that I've learned in school. Even though I have the highest GPA, this is beyond what I've learned. This is not on. This is not in my sociology textbooks or I'm minoring, supposed to be minoring in sociology and also psychology. It's not in my textbook. These behaviors And from a sociologist perspective and a psychologist perspective, they wouldn't understand what the hell is going on. They're completely clueless. It's unknown. The behavior is unknown. Now, when I think about the way I'm treated, I learned that this is everybody doing this to me. But the whole purpose of putting me in special ed and speech is to actually derail me from being able to be successful in life. So they could keep me, so I could be kept in the same category, starving, not having no job, feeling depressed, not, you know, be believing that everything I do is just, either everything I do is silly, is stupid. I'm not capable of doing anything. I'm incapable of doing anything. And that's how I feel. I feel that I'm incapable of talking to people. I feel like I'm incapable of communicating. I feel like I feel incapable of living on my own. That's what how they want me to feel. So I started understanding the concepts. I started creating concepts to understand what's happening. And when I started exposing them on the support community, the moderators and members would gang up on me, telling me that my posts are completely irrelevant. So the more credible I sound, right, the more credible my post sounds, the more I would have people gang up or talk down to me. They're talking in a very aggressive manner, not in an appropriate manner. This is a support community. The guidelines never mention about that it's elite, that it's forbidden for a person to talk about their experiences or have ideas about their experiences. They just threatened, the moderators threatened to give me an infraction. They threatened to permanently ban me from the community for talking up, for speaking, for opening up, you know, for going on the community and to have the bravery to go on there and open up people's awareness or open up their eyes to what's happening in the real world. This is actually happening to me in the real world. And there seems to be no one have that, it seems that no one's brave enough to talk about these issues. I had one member, they sent me a private message on the social support anxiety community, and they're saying that they never, met such an intelligent individual before. But if they talk about this on this community, they're scared that someone would call them schizo. So they seem to be scared to talk about these problems, these social problems, these psychological problems. But then again, you can't say it's like social problems or psychological problem because the textbook clearly doesn't say anything about these behaviors. It's beyond. It's way beyond. This is crazy. It doesn't exist. That means there's other people besides me going through it. Probably they're not even among the 11. They're probably dead, or they just gave up and continue. They gave up. I can't even find. I don't even find people talking about them on the internet no more. Can't find them on YouTube or anything. Maybe the program. And as I said, I call it a multi-agent quantum AI computers. Maybe that's what it does. It register fear into their mind, and they're scared to talk about that the way they feel and the way they think, because the people would criticize them. Make them feel intimidated to talk about their problems. They don't want to talk about their problems online and have people gang up on them and say that they're psycho. And maybe probably some of them have degrees, college degrees, like I do. I have college degrees. Maybe they got up to that level. Maybe they're not. Maybe they just completely stop trying to get their college degree. Maybe they just stop with life and they started being on drugs, smoking marijuana and stuff. And I remember when I was a little kid, I used to tell my father, "Why is that guy on the street?" Couldn't give me an explanation. He just tells me that something's wrong with the guy. And I think it's more. I think it's people influence. Yeah. When I was a kid, I would say people put that person there. It's not him. And that's how the program works. It's more than just governments. The governments themselves can't govern themselves. I ain't they have that. I'm just going based off of what I'm learning from the way I'm being situated. The way I'm situated, I learned from it. They have wife, they have no, they have partner, they have income. I never had none of that. I never had a partner. I never had income. I never had any of that. I never experienced love. I always have people very they're distant. They're among themselves. They talk among themselves about me. I go based off the way I'm treated. Like I remember when I was 12 years old, and one of my my cousin's boyfriend, his name is Shane. He approached me and he asked me how was school, and I just talked about my experience about school right now, right? Saying because this is what gets me to that point of understanding what they mean. Why is it that everybody keep calling me autistic? Because the whole purpose of saying this to me is to tell me I don't have any skills. I can't take care of myself. I'm incapable of taking care of myself. But yeah, I think back about it and I say to myself, something's definitely not right. Why is this happening to me? What's the purpose? What's the purpose of it? I know when I was a kid, I used to have suicidal thoughts. I think back when I was in what fourth or fifth grade. In a sense, like what's the I would have these negative thoughts saying that I'm ugly. I'm not gonna have a girlfriend. Uh, no one wants to be around me. They think I'm stupid. And you know what? My classmates, they would support these negative, these ideas that I have. I wouldn't even call it ideas. These negative thoughts that I have. Like they would try to re-trigger these negative thoughts. Like put words. I call them ciphers again. These hitting messages. Only I would not know. Only I would understand. Someone like a teacher who's there, they wouldn't understand why their children behave this way because they never went to school for to understand children's behavior. And the children is not supposed to be talking to another student like this, telling me that no one wants to be around me, you know, telling people that that I want to fight them. It's to support this mind. They know the this mind that I had at that time was not real, but it's to feed me words in my mind so I can believe that I'm not believe this believe that these ideas exist, that I'm ugly and such and such. Ugly. I don't want to do anything with my life. I don't want to have a partner. And it started first, just like the wet dreams. And like I said, I study psychology, so I know the theories behind wet dreams. And I always call that person fraud. I had a name for this guy, the theorist, the psychologist. But anyway, he had mentioned about the unconscious mind and the subconscious mind and the unconscious mind, why people have wet dreams and such. But it's more than just that. I started having wet dreams when I was 10 years old, as well as the same time I had these wet dreams was the same time I had these negative thoughts. And it shows me a woman that I never saw my whole entire life. I don't know what's going on. But when I was a kid, I loved playing video games. So I don't really. So I know I'm not thinking that way. I love playing PlayStation. Playing with my PlayStation One. I played Twisted Metal Small Brawl. I played all these different games. Basketball games, anime games. So I know I'm not thinking that way about women. These dreams are just forcing these ideas on me just to tease me. But anyway, I want to talk about the way people treat me, the way I was treated when I was a kid, and I don't want no no. That's why I study psychology. I want to help people. I want to be a psychologist to help people get away from these negative ideas. I don't want them to have these negative thoughts that someone created for them. I want to help people, get out of these get rid. I want to help people get rid of these beliefs that someone created for them. I don't want them to have these negative beliefs. I want them to think positively, like be able to use their own mind so they can think for themselves and not let people push them to the brink of suicide. I want them to be successful. I don't want them to be just like be the way I was situated in the past. I want them to be able to be able to live properly, eat properly, be able to be around positive people. But to be treated this way, it really means it's depressing. I feel depressed, and it's not. It's just more than just being treated this way. Like I think about how my mom was treated. Even though she passed away, and not only my mom was treated the way I was treated. Like for example, my family, right, arranged a funeral for my mom, and the problem here is none of my family or my father called me about arranging my mom's funeral. They ghost me for 2 days. Was it what? February February 18, 2022 was a Friday. February 19, 2022 was a Saturday. So the day before the Friday, the 17th, my sister said to me that she's gonna stay at Joan's house. And that's why I don't believe anything they said to me. Trying to force these beliefs in my mind saying I'm autistic and I don't have any life skills. They never once reached out to me. They know where I live, right? Flushing, New York City, Queens. Yet they never reached out to me and say, "Hey, come to your mom's funeral. We're gonna come and pick you up and you go to your mom's funeral." Well, they never showed any concern about my school. Like they don't believe that like I said, they don't believe that I'm capable of learning. They think that I'm slow in the brain, right? That's their belief that they have, but they don't realize that the way they behaving makes me don't believe it. It is it's happening so many times, not just by family members. Also, I'm also being treated by this behavior also exists with strangers. It makes me believe that that the mind that they had at that time doesn't exist. Why wouldn't why your mind would tell you to ghost me? Not interact with me, including my own sister. Why is it no one contact me? About my mom. It makes it sound like someone killed off my mom to me. Like someone got rid of her. And it's not just her; it's other people because that was during the time of the pandemic. She's gone. She contracted the coronavirus. What? She started showing symptoms of the coronavirus December 16, 2021. So when you go from that day, the December 16, 2021, all to the time she passed away, January 29, 2022, I calculate the days. That's 44 days, right? 44 days when you calculate it on a calculator or online. And those are the numbers I keep seeing on the timestamp. Anytime when my mom do something, the timestamp always shows me the number 44. So it tells me how the I call it an artificial intelligence, map out the situation for me. And then the time that she admitted herself in the hospital, December 23rd, 2021, going on to January of 29, 2022, that calculates to 37 days. And I said to myself, you know what? These numbers correspond with one another. Yeah, it's like someone's trying to show me how they want to put me in a situation. Like someone designed these scenarios to put me in this predicament. And they want to give my family the authority to behave this way towards me. They want to have the authority to tell me I should be on SSI for the rest of my life, and knowing that I have a college degree. They don't want me to have a job. Yeah. Well, what's the purpose of being? I'm a good person, and I think back. How is it that my cousins who are getting in trouble with the law, you know, get respect? They receive everything from my family. They get thousand, like for example, my grandma gave my cousin $1,000. $1,000. My aunt told me my grandma gave my cousin, who's at least a year older, so what, I was 21, he was 23 years old, gave him $1,000 and he spent it on strippers. And they see me wearing the same clothes every single day. But October 2014, they only my grandma only gave me $100. So why would she give him $1,000 instead of me? I didn't spend it on strippers. Do I spend money on strippers? I don't smoke marijuana. I'm African American. I don't smoke none of that. The people around here, they smoke marijuana. I don't put that in my body. I can't put that in my body. Why would I need to put that in my body for? So I can, cloud my brain so I won't be able to concentrate in school. I'm a full-time college student. I don't put none of that in my body. I want to pass with the highest GPA so I can get in so I can get into grad school and get myself a good paying career. As a I'm that's a lead to becoming a psychologist. So I think about it. Why would my grandma give my cousin $1,000 and he spent on strippers? Here's a lot. Maybe may the evil AI be damned. There's something wrong with that to me. He spent it on strippers, and she can't give me money, so I can be able. Like I said, I was living in what? I was living in Tampa, Florida, with my cousin's in my cousin's apartment complex, and my mom and my sister, and also my aunt. And she can't give me $1,000 so I can use it for transportation, so I can be able to use it to buy clothes, professional clothes for job interview, and clothes, casual clothes to wear, and any other, money for food and such. Yet she gives him money for strippers. There's something wrong with that. And he receives all the respect from my family. My cousin, his name is Kanami. He they know that he gets in trouble with the law. They follow him to court and they speak to the attorney. Oh, he's a good person. Please don't lock him up. He gets all the support that he needs. But me, they don't do that. That is weird. So that the way that artificial, I call it the way that artificial intelligence makes the citizens think is it tells me more. The way that artificial intelligence thinks, right, makes me understand how the main programmers thinks. And how the main programmers think makes me understand who's above them and what's the purpose of it. They're not there. They're there to maintain civilization. They're there to build a better civilization. So they have to behave. They have to have people behave this way. We're just individual agents. They have our DNA in a machine. They don't. There's a lot going on in this place, man. A lot of weird, and there's a lot of anomalies happening here. Too much. But anyway, yeah, it's not just my family saying that. My aunt, my cousin from June 27, 2011, who said that I don't have any life skills. It's also my case manager, Miss Turner. He confront as I said, she confronted me, said, "What skills do I have?" Which you're supposed to support the person. Yeah, you're not there. Why would she come back to bring her? Her purpose as a case manager is to make sure that the person make sure to guide the person. She's supposed to be guiding me, not criticizing me. What skills do I have? She's not supporting me. She's actually making me feel worse than I already feel by repeating those same words. What skills do you have? What skills do you have? You know, you're supposed to be knowing you're right. You're supposed to be assisting me. And this is and it seems that the whole it's not just me, and the whole purpose of the shelter, and knowing I'm looking at their bulletproof glass at the lobby, is to actually is actually to fuel the person's, like fuel their mind with with negative words, like, embed negative words into the clients, the homeless people mind, so they can actually be aggressive, so they can find so the staff members there can find a reason to call the cops. It's to me, it's the whole purpose of the whole concept of it is the shelter is like an experimental design. It's all it's all designed to actually see the reaction of the citizens. Like they want to see their reaction. They're testing out their reaction. It's done deliberately. And if they want to make changes, if the AI wants to make changes with like with the jobs, because like I said, it governs us. It employs people like me. It's not I no matter how many jobs I apply for or what job internship I did for 6 months, nothing works. When and once they met a certain criteria, all of a sudden all the employees, the staff, I mean all the staff members, they lost either fired or they're relocated to a different shelter or a different place. And the new people, the newcomers, such as like a new security guards. They behave quite different than the old security guards. I noticed their behavior is quite different. They're more cautious of the homeless people there. So I keep track of that and I write it down on on my on a paper or on a calendar notes. So it's a lot of crap going on in this place. And then when my mom say, "Hey, Andrew's right about the people," she would tell me I'm right because I would say that the people are reprogrammed. But anyway, I know I'm wasting my data. Um, I'll probably talk tomorrow. Thank you for anyone who's watching, even though I got zero. I know that the program wants to keep me down, doesn't want people to listen to me because it feels, my mind with the correct information is going to affect the mind and the behavior of people. They don't want me to influence people because influence means I'm affecting their behavior and their mind. I have to be labeled as crazy or not only crazy, you call it an invalid, a person who's not capable of doing anything for themselves, autistic. When it comes to communicating or having any skills of any forms that deals with people skills, I'm not capable of doing it. I'm an invalid. hmm that's how it is. But anyway, I talk more about it tomorrow. Thanks for watching.